and thank you for joining me, Rose Ward, stampersdelight.com. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. Today I'm working on my PhD, project's half done. Put that over there before I spill it. If you like that mug or other stamping apparel, such as this mug, t-shirts, sweatshirts, go to stampersdelightshop.com and check it out. Also, just as a reminder, today is the last day of the new starter kit special. I mean, this deal is amazing. You get all the new in-color stamp pads, designer series paper, markers, and cardstock at no extra charge. Plus, you get to pick out $125 of merchandise, all for the low, low price of $99 in the U.S. Oh, excuse me. Also, I want to remind you, last week I did the fun fold with the citrus blooms or Mediterranean blooms suite. That is the June online fun fold class. You're going to want to sign up for that. Some stuff has already gone back ordered, but I will do my best to get you everything that's included in the kit, which is a half of pack of the designer series paper, a full roll of ribbon, and also the gems. You do need the stamp set and dies to finish your projects, and you can add those on. Okay, also, just to remind everybody, there is a special coming up June 5th where stamping bundles, not collections, not the suites, but certain bundles will be an extra 10% off. You already saved 10% when you buy a bundle. Well, you're going to be able to save a little bit more. So, and for us as demonstrators, that is on top of our discount. So join now and you can take full advantage of that also. Okay, so let's get started. Again, thank you so much for being patient with me today and the last 5 or 6 weeks. Today is my mom's last appointment and she is doing great. So that's why I was a little late today, or a lot late. But please don't forget to sign up for my YouTube channel, subscribe to it, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and also follow me on Facebook. It all helps. Okay, so let's get started. I am going to show you today a fun fold using To the Market. When I saw this, I really fell in love with it, but I also realized that I could not use this suite without using the Attention Shoppers. Attention Shoppers is on page 65 with the cart and the great sentiments here. And of course, the suite is on 38 and 39. So I hope you enjoy what I have to show you today. Again, I used both stamp sets for my cards. So let me show you a couple of samples. I'm just going to leave this up here for reference for a minute. So here is one of the samples that I did. And you can see that I used the dies to cut out the designer series paper. Here, let me just show you that. So here's the designer series paper. And I keep them in these open folders from Stamp and Storage. And then they go into my Calex unit. And I absolutely love these. I have these in 12 by 12, 8.5 by 11, and also 6 by 6. And then you can put a little tab on it and say what it is. But because I change mine so often, I don't do that. But you can see that I've already cut some of these great images out. Let me just bring this down a little bit so you can see better. So I cut the images out and I added them on that bag. And this is the die from Spotlight on Nature, those circle dies, which I love. And of course, some designer series paper. Now this one I left blank because it's a thank you card and I like to put my own message in there. So that is the first card that I did. And again, this one is using everything from the suite minus the ribbon and the die there. The next one, you can see what I did here. Let's see, where's that paper? It's got paper. There it is. That has all different kinds of bags. Now, you don't have dies for these, but you can fussy cut them, and they're very easy to fussy cut. So what I did was I cut some of the bags out, And then I switched over to, again, this is the Attention Shoppers sentiment, and the bottle of wine and the planter. So again, I'm using both stamp sets for these because I just thought they went so well together. Shopping is always a good idea. Treat yourself. Oh, I didn't glue that down too well. We have a little Merlot maybe there, and a little, I don't know, I'm going to say Prosecco because that's what I like to drink. So there is my next sample. And then again, here is that die. This ribbon right here, you can see it on here, is the one from the Love You Latte set. Okay, that natural twine or ribbon. And it's a little bulky for me. Here it is right here, polka dot trim. But for this card, it was perfect, and I thought it went great with the wood grain. Again, cutting out all those pieces for you. So this was using mainly the To the Market suite. So there's some ideas for you. Now let me show you my fun fold for today. Well, I'm not going to show you. I'm going to do it. Okay, so for this fun fold, let me get my directions here. I have some extra paper in here. I'll tell you what you're going to need, but then go over and sign up for my newsletter, and you will get the downloadable PDF with all the measurements. Okay, so I am going to take a piece of 8.5 by 11. I'm sorry, 5.5 by 8.5 cardstock, and this is the Blackberry Bliss. And I have another sample to show you when I'm done. I am going to put this down a little bit more. You're going to see my messy desk, just so you can see what's going on here. I am going to go at 4 1/4, so that's in half. And I'm going to score that really well. And my bone folder is right here. So that is my base. Now I'm going to take a piece of designer series paper. And again, I know you hate to use that, but you get 2 sheets of everything, so it works. And what I'm going to do with this piece, okay, is 5.5 by 10. So I already cut that at 5.5. Swing that arm out a little bit so you can see. By 10. Okay. And then I am going to score this. I am going to score it at 2 inches, 3 inches, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then at 8. Okay, we're going to take that out. And then I am just going to fold this. Sometimes it's hard to see those score lines, so check both sides. And you're just going to work this back and forth. Okay, so you should have like a little accordion thing here. I'm going to give that a good burnishing. Each can. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to take this piece. I'm going to use my liquid glue for this because I might have to move it around a little bit. And this, of course, is my glue gun, liquid glue gun from My Sweet Petunia. Ooh. This is coming out very fast. I don't have the real thin nozzle on that, but okay. And I am going to line this up right here at the end. Get that lined up as best you can. You can always trim off a little pieces. I'm going to close this just like that. I'm going to flip that over. Just adding some more glue. And I'm going to close that one. Letting that dry. And there is my fun fold inside. Look at that. I'm going to put that aside for a minute. Then what I'm going to bring in is I have 4 of these squares, which are 2 by 2. And then I have 4 white ones, which are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. I'm going to do a little stamping here. And I am going to use, now this is the Attention Shopper stamps. I'm using both, okay, so. Okay, so we are going to use a birthday cake. I should be using my mat if I have it nearby. Of course not. All right, I'm winging this. Making sure I got it inked up really well. I'm going to use a present. Again, these are the ones from Attention Shopper bundle. Remember, you can save an extra 10% on these on the 5th. There we go. My favorite, the little wine bottle. Please tell all your friends about my videos. It really does help me out. And then let's see what other one I want to use. I think I will use the flowers. Now the paper is from the To the Market. These stamps right here are from Attention Shopper. And we're going to do a little coloring. Now I'm using Stampin' Blends, and that's the reason why I have those pieces right there, because I don't want it to show through. So I'm going to do a little coloring real quick. I'm going to take my Petal Pink. And this is the dark one. Whoop. All right. And let's see, what other color do I want? I think I'll do the Petal Pink here too. Again, this is dark Petal Pink, and then I'll use some of the light in a minute. I always start with my dark. And Petal Pink is so light, I use the dark more than I blend them up. And that one's fine like that. Let's bring in some real red for this part. I'm just going to do that. What's your favorite thing to color with? Is it blends, markers, chalks, watercolor pencils? I think I have to say mine is probably blends. All right, let's bring this one in, and we are going to do a nice bright yellow. This is our Lemon Lolly, bringing in the dark. Again, I always start with the dark. You can start with the light. Do some shading here. And you can always add more dark. There we go. All right, for this one, we're going to make it maybe a Merlot. We'll switch back to the red. And I'm going to add that. This point is a little mushy. That's the word I was looking for. Sometimes the points do get like that. That's why I try to use the nubby or bullet end most of the time. So there we have a little red wine. With red, I am going to bring in crumb cake for the cork. Where's my other crumb cake? Here's my crumb cake for the cork. That's dark crumb cake. Okay. Now let's do this birthday cake. I'm going to start with, this is going to be dark, lemon lolly. I think I have the dark, do I? Yep. All right, then I'm going to switch over. I'm going to grab my new blends, which are the peach pie. And I want the dark. And I'm going to outline that in dark. You can see I'm not being very fussy on this. That's why I like the blends. They're pretty forgiving. And then I'm just going to go in here and color this in with the light. If I have a small area, I just use one of the colors of the blends. Larger areas, I blend them both up. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to bring in these pieces and my stamp and seal. You can also use your liquid glue. I am going to add that one right there. And this one. Again, all the measurements will be on my newsletter later today. All right, now we're going to do the inside first. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to add these into those folds. So you're not going to see them. Just remember, only put your glue right there. So the first fold is right there. Whoop. Once I have that, I can kind of figure out where I want the next one. Whoop. Again, remember, only one side. We're so used to putting glue on everything. The next fold, I'm going to line it up a little bit. And then this one, we want in there. So this side. And next fold goes there. And then you have one more fold. Okay. This fold can actually be layered down if you want it to stick, but you don't. You could do it, I guess. Let's just take a look. Yeah, this one's okay. Okay, because this one's going to be laying down. And then we're going to add that right there. So when you open your card, it looks like that. All those goodies for birthdays. Now let's do the front. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, so for the front pieces, the first thing, I got all my markers here. The first thing I'm going to do is take a piece of 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to layer right on top of there. And then the next layer is going to be 3 3/4 by 5, and that's the designer series paper, so it coordinates. We are going to put that right on here. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in a piece of peach pie and my spotlight on nature dies. And I am going to take this die. I love these dies. You can see I've used them all the time. Even if you don't want the beautiful stamp set, the dies are well worth it. Let's move that over for a minute. Bringing this in. let's put this die back before I forget where it goes. Get my wire brush. I have the old style one. And get those little pieces out. I keep my mat in one of the cases. I use these cases for everything. I use it for my mat. I use it for my gems, as you can see, and then I label it. I also use them for my memories and more cards. All right, this is going to go right here. I think I'm going to add a little ribbon this time. And I think I'm going to add this one. I just think that looks great with this. So let's add a little of that polka dot ribbon. I'm just going to layer it over there. I'm going to bring my card in. I've already got the glue on it. I'm going to straighten that out. I'm going to put that right there. Then I have this. And I think I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. So that kind of makes it pop out. All right, for the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab our new textured foil paper and bringing in the attention shoppers. I'm going to bring in my little basket, my little cart. I love this. It's so cute. So we'll put that aside for a minute. Let's bring this back in. We're going to be doing some die cutting. We already did some coloring. So now let's do some die cutting. I'm going to put this here and here. I'm using this silver textured foil because to me it looks more like a shopping cart that way. Put that die back. And where is my take your pick tool? Another stamping essential. I am going to bring in my card front. And I always have to look, okay, which way is this card going? Okay, I'm going to flip that over a little bit. I'm going to take my liquid glue because I only need a little bit here. And I'm going to just add some liquid glue to the bottom, the handle, a little bit on the sides here. You'll see why in a minute. All right, so I am going to grab that, just like that. I'm going to lay that right here. Let that dry. I usually put a block or a stamp pad. Sometimes you don't want to use a stamp pad if there's ink on it, and then you ruin it. We're going to just lay that down for a minute. Remember that beautiful paper that you can... Oops, that just fell. Right here, we're going to grab some of these. And what I'm going to do with this is, you can see I already cut some. I'll do it this way because I want some of these pieces. So I'm just going to cut this piece out. So it goes through my machine. You can even use those side pieces when you layer. All right, bringing in my die cutting machine again. Wouldn't be me if something didn't fall off. No worries, nothing broke. Don't sweat the small stuff, right? Okay, we're going to lay that down. We are going to bring in the dies that go with the market to market stamp set. Okay, so we have the tomatoes. We have the carrots. I'm using my Post-it note tape, which I got on Amazon. Love this stuff. I'm using there's my lettuce or cabbage. No, I guess it's lettuce, it's not cabbage. We're going to cut that out. We have one more little thing here for the turnip. I hope it's a turnip, not a beet. I hate beets. Anybody else with me? I eat anything except for beets. And here's one more little guy. Let's see if we can fit him in without squishing. I guess it doesn't fit. No, it doesn't fit. Oh, it's up for that one over there. Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait on that one. Hopefully I didn't mess these up. There we go. It's okay if a little white shows through. We will hide it. All right. Let's take my lettuce. We've got our carrots. Or whatever the heck that is. I think that's a beet. So do I really want to use that since I hate beets? I'm going to do some more carrots here. I'm even going to take this piece to show you how you can use those side pieces. If it works out, it may not. Okay, carrots, tomatoes. I might not use all these, but since I'm cutting them, I might as well cut a bunch of them out. And I want this little guy because I want to see. I haven't used that one, and it does fit on that. I thought so. All right, let's use him. All good. This really is a cute, fun set. Give it a second look. Lots you can do with it. Put these back in the right ones. Okay, there's that half of lettuce. Okay, I think that's it. Except for I lost my little beet. Okay. I'm going to bring in my card now. And I have all these little guys. Now, I can stick this here. And then use it as a background or backing. And you see that the pieces, you don't see that. We're going to go with that. All right, so let's go ahead and add some glue on these. Whoop. So again, I'm using that half a job. That half a guy right there. And then I am just going to add some more. Sticking them in the cart. Some carrots. Add some tomatoes. I'm going to add some glue on there in a minute. All right, we'll add the little beet. Okay, I think I'm going to add some more carrots on this side because that carrot got kind of, where you can't see it. It also adds a little more color. All right. Now, if I want, I can add a little glue right here, gently. Put that over there for a second. I am going to grab just a strip of leftover cardstock from trimming my white. I'm going to add, using the Blackberry Bliss. Sometimes, a lot of times, I don't want to use black ink, but I want it to really show up. Blackberry Bliss is great for that. It really shows up nicely, and it's an alternative to black. Even if you're not using that color, it's just not as stark, you know, black color. And I use the Blackberry Bliss a lot for my sentiments. Okay, take that off. And I am going to layer that onto my card right here. So I'm going to use dimensionals for that. Bursting with happiness. Now I'm going to bring in this ribbon, or natural ribbon, polka dot ribbon. It's too thick for me to cut to make a bow. So what I do is I cut it in half. Just like this. However long you need it. I think that's good enough for me. It might be too short, we'll see. And what I do with it is I just do a knot. Lift that up a bit, if I can get it under there. I don't worry about which side is which there. It looks nice no matter what. I'm just going to trim that off a little bit. And you can also fray it if you want. I'll leave that one the way it is. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to bring in the gems that go with that suite. I think I'm going to use the bright green. I think that'll make it pop nicely. We got some small ones here. Take one of the small ones. I always like to put one somewhere on the sentiment. I just think that makes it pop even more. Maybe like that. That's the designer series paper there has a lot going on. So, one of them came off. All right. There's my card. Now, to me, this is you're shopping for a friend, a spouse, a partner, whatever. You're grocery shopping for them to make them a nice dinner. And inside, you have all the gifts, the wine, the flowers ready for them. Now, to sign this, you're going to go to the back side and take a piece of white. This one is a little bit shorter. This one is actually 4 by 5 and a quarter, I think. I'm going to cut this down. Unfortunately, this is one of the ones I went and had bulk cut, and they did not cut it right for me. So I'm going to make sure I should do it myself, right? Okay, 4, and what is this? By 5. That's fine. I am going to grab the Happy Birthday, again in the Blackberry Bliss. Happy Birthday. And then I am going to grab, I think, the wine. That is where I would sign it. I'm going to put that right on the back. And there you have a beautiful birthday card for that special person in your life where you're going to make them dinner and give them all kinds of gifts. And there's the back side. So let's do an envelope to match. So again, I'm going to grab that bottle of wine. I'm taking the designer series paper, and I can use either one because they do kind of match. Let's see. I like to first look and see if I have a scrap piece, which this one will fit fine, but the flowers are going the wrong way, so I don't want that one. So let's find another one. This one actually will coordinate. I'm going to use that because of the back side. And let me show you why. I could use this one, but I want to save those so that I can cut out more vegetables. So I'm going to do this. Whoop. I'm going to lay the polka dot side here. And then I'm just going to trim this off. Don't forget to share my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel, tell all your friends about it. I am on Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, barring any problems. And there I have a matching envelope for my beautiful card. Let me show you another one that I did. This is the first one I did, using that designer series paper with real red. Again, I stamped on the back side, and it stands up like that. Let me flip the camera. So again, if you want to look at it this way, I hope you enjoyed this video today and the fun fold that I did for you. Please don't forget to comment, give me a thumbs up, and until next time, keep on stamping, stampers. Bye.